Hello, everybody. I'm sorry, but I tried to start with the streaming software, and excuse me, because I wanted to show you some photos as we were working, but uh, for some reason I couldn't get any good streaming settings. I mean, on my side everything was okay, but YouTube did not perform properly. So I guess they really don't want you to use anything else but their own Google thing, Google Hangout thing. Anyway, so last time I showed you kind of the basics of how to make. Hi Anna, hi Cindy, how to make lily petals, and I said that this Sunday we'll go more into it because I didn't want to keep you. I was very busy. I'm still very busy. I'm doing a total revamping of my craft room and everything. But I didn't want to keep you too long while I was doing Skinner blends and all that. So I did some Skinner blends already. Hi, June. Hi, Chris. Hi, Derice. And we are going to try several of these patterns of petals. And there was something I wanted to show you. Let me just grab them real quick. There are some banners that I got, and they are actually for sugarcraft. They are humongous, but you can use, at least you can use partially some of them. I bought them off of Amazon, but it didn't say how big they were. So I thought that they were more normal. Well, good luck with that. They are humongous. But the veining on them is pretty nice. And they are fairly soft, so they can be used nicely. These are for irises, so they can be used really neat in making flowers, even if you won't make them that huge. Hi Mary, hi Cherry, hi Cecile. And okay, so these are also for irises, and these are, I think they are hortensia leaves. I forgot. I don't have the package anymore. Also, some leaves. These are. I think these are actually lilies. And I think these are rose. No, maybe not roses. I don't know. I told you I forgot. I cannot figure out what these are. Maybe tulips. And I think, yeah, these are definitely lilies, and they can be used on water lilies as well. But anyway, let's get to our petals. And as you have noticed here, I already made some. If you remember, I already showed how to combine the colors last Sunday. And this time I actually did the Skinner blends ahead of time. And what I'm going to do in order to keep my Skinner blends for the petals unfrayed on the edges, I'm going to first roll it. Because, for example, with this one, I want to do something like this. So I'm going to go for kind of partially mirroring it, not completely mirroring it. I'll show you what I mean. But I'm going to first roll it so that I can push those ragged edges in. For one. Hi, Laus Dandel. Hi. Oh, remember, I'm sorry, I have very bad eyesight today. I think it might be the steroids I'm getting. The shots in my spine are starting to affect my eyesight. gonna hopefully see my eye doctor really soon, and they'll be able to figure out what's going on. So even with the larger monitor, I still can barely see the writing in the chat. So anyway, I got this at this level. Okay, I'm going to cut it in 1/3 on one side and 2/3 on the other. And then the one that's on 1/3, I'm going to actually flatten it. So that the whole Skinner blend part will be much more narrow than the other part. And then I am going to mirror it. See, like this. Because I want the part that's going to be towards the middle of the flower much shorter. Hi, Judy. Hi, Frontal. And this will be ready to go through the pasta machine, but I'm going to still make it a tad narrower. And on this one, the other thing that I'm going to do is to make this. Remember that we were talking last week about some of the lilies having like a lighter edge. And for this, I got a little bit of the one thing that I have to mention what I did, because I didn't show you last week when I made the mixes, that you do add translucent in everything. I mean, you first set your mixes and then you add a fine line of translucent that would go through everything. So this was what was left over from the white and yellow lily that we made last time. And then I added a little bit of this blush that you see is the same color as the end of this one. So what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to again roll it. And then narrow it. Only that this time I'm going to, first of all, get it a little bit more squarish. But really flatten it. Flatten it a lot. Like this. So it will be practically a straight sheet pretty much, but with one side with the blush and one side with that white and sunshine yellow combination. Hi, Gaylaine. Hi, Elaine. If I miss saying hi to anybody, that means that by the time I got to read, the chat moved. So I'm going to have this one probably even thinner than this, but we'll see here in a minute. So I got this prepared. And then on these ones, I'll do the same thing. So I'm going to roll them and push those jagged ends in. And then we'll use them to create all those pretty patterns. Let's see, I want to, because no matter what you do, you'll end up with some jagged edges on most clays. So this is the best way to get rid of those jagged edges. You just roll, push them in, and then go one more time through the pasta machine with them. And let's do the white the same way. Hi, Christy. Hi, Mia. See, the white gets conditioned much faster. Even if I didn't use the crappy white, I use the regular white, it still gets conditioned much faster. Yeah, we had a lot of rain yesterday. A lot. And I'm going to go through the pasta machine with them fairly thin. You make sure that they are thin enough to go through the pasta machine without messing up too much. I showed last time what colors there were. If you're talking about this one, I don't know. I just said which colors were used. And last time when I had the live, I prepared the combinations for everybody to see. And I said that if you want to have them prepared, and those were the colors. The brand is Premo. And it's essentially, it's blush. I didn't have orange, so I used, if you look the thing last time, I used a little bit of cadmium red in sunshine yellow. And then there's fuchsia, and then there's white. Okay, let me thin out this one too. Because I said I was going to show you how to make the little dots that you find in lilies. And I told you, I think I have over 100 lily bulbs. I can't wait for them to start blooming. Right now it's just I have the hyacinths, the grape hyacinths, the daffodils, and the forsythia out, and of course all the weed flowers in the lawn. Okay, so let's go. Let's first deal with this one that seems a little bit more complicated because remember I did this, so I'm going to place it on the edge to create this kind of pattern with a differently colored edge. But first, now here, if you want to get a really, really refined and more realistic look, you might have to repeat this several times I mean, not the pasta machine. I will show you which you might have to repeat several times. And I'm not going to go with everything at once, just because I want to get a more refined look. So, and you want to place them kind of color on color, but the idea is that, as I was telling you last time, you do a kind of very refined ikat cane for the petal. So you do want to have some off. Okay, and I'm going to start flattening it, but don't allow it to widen. Yeah, I want to go much finer than this. So I'm going to flatten it some more. And we'll see. I think that now it might be okay. But we'll see here in a minute. I will refocus the camera. Let me turn on the camera settings so I can show you in close up. And I still want to go fairly. But here, just watch a little bit what I'm going to do. So number one, I'm going to cut it in half. And it is much finer now. Oh. See how fine it is? And you can go even finer than this if you want. Hi, Pauline. Hi, Colleen. Okay, so now I would have them like this. My problem is though that I want it to come a little bit more on this, more like this. So I'm going to gently, see, I cut it in half, and I'm going to gently flatten it kind of like this. Both of them. And that is because I'm going to actually get it like this so that ikat type thing comes like this on the petal. And be careful when you come and put together the ends. You don't want to trap air here. Yeah, it's gonna be a while before my azaleas come out. Okay, and now let's go ahead with this. I should have made actually a little bit more than just this, but let's see how much I can use it. I'm going to flatten it so I can do some wrapping. And you put the blush on blush, but I need it to be a little bit narrower and longer. Even a little bit longer than this. And there we go. We got a nice lily petal. I will cut it here in a second. And remember, you always cut like this whenever you have something that's diagonalish. Put one edge here, and you come like this, and then you tilt it on the other side and you cut. Don't cut them all on the same side. But I'm going to just cut I'm good. Cut one slice to show you how it looks like. Let me refocus here. So this is pretty much one of them. Now let's move forward to one that will have dots. And this I'm going to just make it simple, 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 simple. So on this one, actually, the line will be not going like this, but like this. So, and if it's not all equal all the way, if you gently just pull it, it will become a little bit narrower. Then we can just get it ready for stacking. And I'm probably going to stack it like 3 or 4 times to get a nice line there. Now, when you start flattening it, be very careful. Don't let it widen like this. Let it go only that way. So flatten it with your roller, but then push it back in. And I'm going to put it through the machine on the thickest setting. And then again, cut and stack. And look, I think I want to go one more time. And again, I'm not going to allow it to widen. Awesome. Thank you. So let's get it one more time through the pasta machine. Again, on the thickest setting. And flatten it, stack it, and see what we get this time. And now we should have the petal, but I'm going to still keep it in a rectangle, and I'll show you why here in a second. So this would be the simple. So you have the red part. Let me refocus this if I have my. Hi, Sabine. Hi, Sonia. Okay, so this will be towards the bottom. This will be towards the top. Be very careful here because you don't want to bring them over like this. You want to very gently, because if you try to pinch, that's what is going to happen. This middle will go down and the edges will come up and will kind of close like a purse. And you don't want that to happen. So gently just press, and the same here. You don't want that to happen. So practically you can press on the opposite sides for now until you almost reshape your square with the corners going where the sides used to be. And at this point we have our lily petal. And on this one I'll show you how to obtain the dots painting and on this one, how to obtain the dots with clay. And this would be the regular Asiatic lily. Let me refocus. And of course, you can go many times until this whole thing will be super, super delicate, almost unnoticeable. I just don't want to extend too much this live because our weather is still not terrific. And as I said, I've been working, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to be on for too long today. Hi, Joyce. And now let's go with this one. Only that what I'm going to do might be to have to get up and get the alizarin crimson, because I think that that's the one that I forgot to bring here. Yeah, just a second. So yeah, all of you might be happy to know that I am starting to get ready to do a big, big, big distache. And also that I'm going to put canes for sale pretty soon. Including micro canes that can be used for pens and wands and all kinds of stuff. So again, let's go with this through the pasta machine, first on a thin setting. It's not super thin, but it's thin enough. And I'm going to start stacking the same as I did with the other ones. Only that there'll be a little bit of a difference with this one. If you remember, I showed you last week one that's actually called, and I have it in my yard. It's called Strawberries and Cream. It's one of those humongous Asian Oriental lilies. I have some of my white pixies. They grow taller than me. They grow close to 6 foot tall. Hi, Tia Lisa. Tia Lisa is getting ready to get her giveaway prize. You didn't get it yet, did you? Because she just sent it. You should get it Monday or Tuesday. Yep, all is well. Yeah, poor Trish is swamped. And hopefully I'll be putting up soon the little dogs and cats too. But this whole thing is going to help me a lot reorganizing and catching up on the stuff that I need to do, because I was so tired all the time for over a year that it would always be, I'll put this aside and finish it later. So this is the first stacking. And the first stacking, we need to extend it until we can get it through the thickest setting through the pasta machine. Thank you. And always don't forget that whenever you try to flatten something like this, you need to always flip it over. Why? Because the one on top will have the tendency to become longer. So you always have to flip over. It doesn't matter if you do this kind of stacking, if you do mokumegane, whatever you do, you'll always have to flip over. Otherwise, you'll end up with one of the sides this big and the other one this big. But yeah, why I started with the whole lilies thing is because I want to do something for Easter. And because I didn't want to make a super long tutorial on all kinds of varieties, I thought of first presenting them in a live. So you can see how you can do all other kinds of options of lilies. So that when I put up the tutorial and you want to do it in a different color than how I'm going to do the tutorial, you'll be able to. Okay, and now comes the tricky part. If you're not good on with making very, very thin strings, you can always use the extruder with the tiniest, 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 tiniest of holes. But I am going to do it by hand just because I don't want to get out yet another thing, you know. And I'm going to go very, 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 very thin. Okay, and I'm going to actually go with this on a medium setting. And we are going to again cut it like for stacking, okay? Oops, here. Sorry for that. But again, this string has to be super thin because you cannot count on it getting smaller as you reduce, because if you keep reducing, it's going to become a line, not a dot. And see, I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't have enough here. So now comes the tricky part. I am going to, except for one that I'm going to put on top, I am going to put strings on these. And it's going to be super random. This was the, let me look, the 4 on the makings. So initially I did on a 7 on the makings with the first one that I stacked, and then it was on the 1 and then on the 4. So I'm going to start placing these strings, and they are so thin that they break, but that's okay. You have to be very careful. And you place them very randomly. And yes, you can place two of them on the same slice, but make sure that you place them in different, pretty much on each of these, they are in different spots. I think I need to turn on the AC. This is Oklahoma for you. Hey. I'm losing it. Okay, there it is. And I'm still trying to keep up with the chat. And then once you put one or two on them, because on some you might want to put one, on others you might want to place two of the strings. Almost done here. You might want to come back once again and place another, it doesn't matter if it's the second or the third, but place another string very close to the fuchsia end. It doesn't have to be in the same spot again. You want a little bit of randomness. That's because I did this thing so thin, it's a little hard to work with it. But it's okay. Oh. Yeah, like, what's her name? Kate. I was thinking about that too. You know, because I got the dagger. No, not a. Not sure if I got a dagger, but I know that I got a sword for my revenant, and those flowers are absolutely fabulous. And I was thinking about that too. And then you also have the sensor. You have the, what's the name of that? The desert rose. Another thing that you can do is the toxic. You can do the glow in the dark. Even if it's not flowers, but I personally think that the toxic skins, the mantle and the gloves look absolutely out of this world. Of course I got them. Honestly, I did I kind of played this week before going to bed for about half an hour every evening to wind down, almost every evening. And I did pretty good. I kept doing metas, and I think that I bought already. I got so much gold that I bought already about 800 gems. What did you say? Yeah, I did get that one. I got both of those. But I told you that's what I do. I use the in-game gold to buy gems, and then I can buy stuff from the gem store. I don't spend bucks usually. Okay, and now we can start stacking. And when you see that it's like here, see they both look at the same, try to find another one. And then the last one that we put aside does not have any of the lines on it. That sounds cute. Not really. I mean, not intentionally, but you don't have to be. All you have to be careful about is not to put too. The stack is offset by nature, because otherwise you don't get this ICAT thing. So the only thing that you need to pay attention to is to not have two of the slices that would string at the same height. So now we can go ahead and again, don't let it go wide on this side. And let's do the same thing. Practically press, because what you want to do is to move the corners here. So going to press here, then turn it around and press here, turn it around and press here. And now you can pretty much get it going nicely. We got ourselves some strawberries and cream here. And yeah, there are several varieties of strawberries and cream. Hi, Witch Willow. Hi, Robbie. Oh, I answered your question before saying hi. No problem. I told you I don't see very well. Today I have a bad day. I'm really worried. It looks to me like my right eye is definitely losing vision. That's the one where I have the vitreous detachment and I have floaters. Okay, so again, I'm going to cut like this and then flip it like this and cut like this so that it won't get smushed like this. That's why you want to keep your lily petal. And I'm all the way to the end. I need to cut another one. Because not, I guess I didn't put all the strings all the way to the end. There we go. Let me refocus. And of course, you can put more if you want. You know, I was just showing you how to do it. And With my bad eyesight today, I'm actually thinking that I might not. I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually do the flower itself. I'll just do the petals today, and then next Sunday we'll work on the principles of how to do the flowers and how to position them, because I don't think I can see well enough today to do anything under the camera, because I told you it's right at the distance where I don't see anymore. So we shall work with these, and as I said, you can use these easily for and I'll show you with these slices that I've cut for veining. Let me vein all of them and then I'll refocus the camera. Okay, this one I placed it wrong. Let me replace it. As I said, I don't see very well. And that's the good part about these, because you can actually use your, because they close, you put the petal inside and then you can use your roller if your hands don't work that good. But let me I still didn't place it perfect. Oh well, let me refocus the camera so you can see in close up how these look. Now remember, this was the end slice, so it doesn't look perfect. And you can go fairly thin with them. Yes, I put this backwards. But yeah, you can see that there's a very nice veining. And get it even closer. There's very nice veining going on. And if you don't have any veiner, you can always use just the ball stylus or a needle, the way that I showed you in the last live. And this looks beautiful. Let me check with the actual lily one. See how they look with the lily one. I'll cut the other ends. Where's the lily? There we go. There's the lily. So let's cut the other end of the whole thing. I have one here. And I'm going to just put it somewhere here. And then remember, these are the ends of the petal canes. They will not look perfectly perfect. So let me refocus. There we go. Come on, go down. It should be there. I'm going to check. But it should be there. Should be in the molds. So yeah, I would still prefer the iris one. It looks much better with the iris one than with the. I think they are too small compared to the size of the mold. No, no, I'll have to check with the other because this is the first time that I'm using this veiner. I've had it for a while, but I was waiting to use it in spring. Okay, let me check the influencer store to see if I had put it there. Give me just a second. And if not, I will put it up. No, it doesn't look like I did. I think I wanted first to check it. Oh, but if you look in the molds, you'll see that there's a few that I've put there and that I really I'm keen on trying. If you go look, there's some with leaves. Hold on, let me give you the link to my molds, and I will go right now and put the. But look at the one with the leaves and then the one with the tree. That's what I really want to check. I want to get them. Hopefully, the next month I'll get them. And as I said, when I first got these, I was like, "Oh my god, these are humongous! How am I going to use them? On what? Because I don't make cakes." But oh yeah, I need stuff from 2018. But then when I actually thought a little bit and when I opened it and I saw how the inside looks like yeah, I think I could use it if I go only in the very middle. It seemed finer than other veiners that I tried. So I guess that the Sugarcraft in this case does work good. And excuse me for not being able to see the chat for right now, but I'm trying to find the order. I hope it was the order. Well, I'm going to look at it after better because I don't want to waste your time and I kind of feel that I really need to go lay down. So I'm looking forward to next. Yeah, that sounds good. To next Sunday when we'll actually do the flowers themselves. And you look that if you see that if you take your time and you do the iCat cane properly, it looks beautiful and it looks very realistic. But as I said last time, I just didn't want to have to go on mixing on the machine for so long. And we'll just, when I'll do this one, when I'll do this flower, I'll show you how to do the dots with acrylic paint. Thank you. Thank you, Donna. And I'll see you all next Sunday and look forward because I have quite a bit of tutorials coming up that I'm still working on. But as I said, it's a matter of first putting a little bit of order around me, and I showed on Facebook that this is the one with the leopard skin, and then there's going to be turtles, the turtle brooches, and this one that's actually made with the stropel cane, made with the remnants from that mandala lotus cane that we are going to do. So yeah, I mean, and there'll be some canes as well and some flowers, but I need first to finish reorganizing all my stuff. So I think I'm going to take the rest of the day today off because I am tired. I've been working and I put a cart together and I put furniture together and moved stuff. So I am tired. So I'll see you next Sunday and look forward. I will premiere them because I noticed that you all like it better when I premiere and we can chat a little bit on it. So yes, I will premiere them. So that way you'll know when I'll publish them. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook because that's where I put mostly updates and funny photos and all kinds of stuff. See you next Sunday and thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody. Happy claying.